Whiney and Lenny were a pair of spirited brother and sister cats living a tranquil life in the heart of the English countryside. Their days were filled with frolicking through fields, chasing butterflies, and basking in the sun-dappled gardens of their idyllic home. Their cat parents, Mr. and Mrs. Catesby, doted on them, providing love, warmth, and plenty of delicious meals. However, there was a peculiar mystery that had cast a shadow over their otherwise perfect existence. Each evening when Mr. and Mrs. Catesby set out bowls of savory cat food for Whiney and Lenny, the feline siblings would eagerly approach, their tails quivering with anticipation. Yet, to their astonishment, when they arrived at their bowls, the food had mysteriously vanished, leaving only the faint scent of what could have been a delightful feast. At first, Whiney and Lenny thought they were simply losing track of time and imagined they had already eaten. But as days turned into a week, their once sleek fur grew dull, their ribs became alarmingly visible, and their meows turned from joyful chirps into desperate cries. One fateful evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon and the cat's hunger reached a breaking point, they decided to embark on a desperate journey. With a shared determination, they set out through the moonlit countryside, leaving their cozy home behind. Their destination was the quaint village where the local constable, a kind-hearted man by the name of Constable Pawsford, resided. It was an arduous trek for two famished felines, but they knew that he was their last hope. Upon their arrival at the charming police station, the constable was surprised to see two malnourished cats on his doorstep, their eyes filled with a mixture of desperation and hope. He immediately understood that these cats were in dire straits and in need of assistance. With a gentle touch, Constable Pawsford invited Whiney and Lenny inside and offered them a small dish of fresh milk and some dry cat food. The siblings devoured the sustenance eagerly, their bodies trembling with relief. It was a heartfelt moment as the constable watched them regain some of their strength. Once Whiney and Lenny were feeling a bit better, Constable Pawsford set out to solve the perplexing mystery of their disappearing food. He carefully examined the surroundings, scrutinizing every nook and cranny of the charming village. Days turned into weeks as Constable Pawsford worked tirelessly, following leads and questioning the local wildlife. His investigation led him to a curious discovery one chilly evening. As he was patrolling the outskirts of the village, he noticed a group of small creatures moving stealthily under the cover of darkness. Hedgehogs. A band of clever and cunning hedgehogs had been the culprits all along. They had developed a taste for the cat food and had been raiding Whiney and Lenny's bowls, leaving no trace but their tiny footprints. Constable Pawsford couldn't help but chuckle at the irony of it all. These seemingly harmless creatures had been outwitting him for weeks. With a grin, he devised a plan to put an end to the hedgehog's thievery once and for all. He enlisted the help of a local wildlife expert who taught him how to set up a small feeding station for the hedgehogs, complete with their own supply of delicious treats. The hedgehogs were more than happy to indulge in their newfound bounty, leaving Whiney and Lenny's food untouched. As the days passed, Whiney and Lenny regained their strength and returned to their joyful, playful selves. They no longer worried about their meals disappearing, and the village came to admire the constable's dedication in solving such a peculiar case. The bond between Constable Pawsford and the feline siblings grew strong. He often visited them, sharing stories of his adventures and spoiling them with treats. Whiney and Lenny, in turn, would curl up in his lap, purring contentedly. Life in the English countryside returned to its serene and peaceful state, with Whiney and Lenny happily chasing butterflies once more, their bellies full and their hearts content. And as for Constable Pawsford, he had earned the affectionate nickname, the Cat's Constable, in the village, a title he wore with pride. In the end, it was a tale of kindness, resilience, and the unbreakable bond between humans and their furry companions, set against the backdrop of a charming English countryside that held secrets, mysteries, and unexpected friendships waiting to be uncovered.